You're watching CNBC, first in business worldwide.
From the deepest gold mine on the planet, more than 2 miles underground, to the biggest gold refiner in the world, in the history of the world. We're following the gold out of the ground and around the globe, behind the scenes of the industry that consumes half of one of the world's most precious metals, and on site with the ultimate insiders, the players who set the price of gold. And the vault to end all vaults, 1,200 metric tons, one secret location. Welcome, I'm Bob Pisani. Here at the New York Mercantile Exchange, the steadily rising price of gold in the last few years has created a real flurry of interest in trading gold. But there's a lot less physical gold out there than you might think. All the gold ever mined in the history of the world would only fill 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools. But the demand keeps going up. For gold, the sky's not the limit, the earth is. Johannesburg, South Africa. A city literally built on gold in a region that's produced half of all the gold ever mined. And this is Mponeng, 40 miles west of town, run by AngloGold Ashanti, the deepest gold mine in the world. This is the employees' elevator. Every day, 3,500 employees take this elevator to work in the mine. We're traveling about 30 miles an hour. This will go about 8,400 feet in the first part of the elevator ride. That's about 6 Empire State Buildings. These giant 3-level cages hold 120 miners suspended from 2-inch thick woven steel ropes up to 10,000 feet long, the longest elevators in the world. And that's just the vertical commute. So we're driving along the deepest part of the mine right now. There's about 72 miles of horizontal track in the entire mine. They can pull up about 1/3 of an ounce of gold per metric ton. They bring in about 5,000 metric tons a day up to the surface, so they can produce about 1,700 ounces of gold a day. But why 2 miles down? Because there's almost no surface gold left on Earth, forcing miners to drill deeper and deeper. At the company's headquarters in Johannesburg, AngloGold Ashanti CEO Mark Cutifani says deeper drilling means higher costs.
We're struggling to find new gold. We're spending twice as much money on an annual basis and still only finding less than we did the year before. And so the supply side is really constrained.
Underground, an army of miners blast through the ore, equipped with dynamite and jumbo drilling rigs that can crush 10 feet of rock a day. And the closer to the drilling, the darker, the hotter, and more dangerous conditions become. So this is it, the deepest part of the deepest mine in the world. We're 12,600 feet below the surface. That's about 2.2 miles. The biggest problem with mining down this far, there's 2 of them. The first is just the heat. It's almost 100 degrees Fahrenheit here with almost 100% humidity. Without the cooling system, it would go to north of 150 degrees in minutes. The other problem is seismic activity. This far down, even small amounts of seismic activity can produce disturbances in this rock and in the support structure. There is also a constant looming threat of methane gas explosions, which are closely monitored. Yet Mponeng's miners produce an estimated 550,000 ounces of gold a year. Gold from this rock transported to the surface and smelted on site into a bar of about 90% purity, destined for the Rand Refinery. The undisputed king of gold refineries. On the outskirts of Johannesburg, South Africa, the Rand Refinery has produced more than 40,000 tons of gold since opening nearly a century ago. That's about 30% of all the gold ever mined. And gold from all over the world is flown here for refinement, like these bars from the Bank of Ethiopia. This is the rough gold that comes in directly from the mining operations. It's called doré. It's roughly 80 to 90% pure gold. From here, the gold is put on these conveyor belts right behind me. It's sent into that machine there where it's completely dried off. Then sent on conveyor belts right here. This is the weighing station where the bar is officially weighed.
Once the weights have been verified, we send the doré to this department to be evaluated.
Once the purity of the gold is established, it's once again put into these ingot bars. However, this time they're going to melt it down again. The difference, they're going to purify it into 99.5% pure gold. Gold, the refinery doesn't actually own. Rand is just the middleman. The refinery is made up of a consortium of gold mining companies, including Anglo Gold Ashanti and Gold Fields. This molten gold is going into this crucible. Then it's going to be taken right over there and poured into bars. These bars will weigh about 26 pounds each. After smelting, the bars are run through a cooling bath, then stamped with a unique serial number and the seal of the refiner, part of an international standard called London Good Delivery, recognized by dealers worldwide, which is important because from here the gold will be sent around the globe to places like London, one of the epicenters of the wholesale gold bullion market. Coming up, London Calling, the most important phone call in gold, the powerhouses who fix gold prices. And
as long as there's love, lust, and guilt,
the largest single user of gold.
Gold will forever be a major, major part of that industry.
Plus, exclusive access to the largest private gold reserve in the world. More gold than Switzerland or China owns. How we got inside. We're in a sealed, blacked out vehicle after the break.